Papa Squat, coming at you. Hey, everybody. Uh, Up to 828 followers now. Holy moly. Vincente Romero, that's the name, has been leaving comments for at least a week or so now, three or four of them, to do Buckshot LeFonque. I have heard of these guys. I know the name. I did not know anything about them, so I found their Wikipedia page, which thankfully there is one, and I quickly found out why. Buckshot LeFonque was a musical group project led by Branford Marsalis. So I know the Marsalises are well-known jazz musicians. Wynton Marsalis, Bradford Marsalis. Do they even have another brother? I'm not sure. I feel like they do. The name Buckshot LeFonque was a pseudonym used by jazz saxophonist Julian Cannonball Adderley for contractual reasons on the album Here Comes Louis Smith from 1958. After playing with Sting, Miles Davis, and other artists, after playing with Sting, Miles Davis, and other artists, that needed a serial comma there. That would be the Oxford comma. Marsalis founded this band to create a new sound by merging classic jazz with rock, pop, R&B, and hip-hop influences. What that tells me is this is just a hip-hop song, and the fact that Branford Marsalis comes from the jazz and rock world, and probably even R&B, that's the only reason why those things are really called out here, because otherwise it's really just hip-hop, because hip-hop is influenced by all of those things, and it's just that Branford Marsalis is particularly well known for being a jazz musician. They released two albums, Buckshot LeFonque in 1994, which featured mostly DJ Premier. Oh, okay. Sorry, I hate when people don't know how to actually write words on something like Wikipedia. There should be a hyphen here. This says, which featured mostly DJ Premier produced tracks. There should be a hyphen between DJ Premier and produced. And the follow-up, Music Evolution, in 1997. Can you tell I'm an English major? Or was, many years ago. Which featured mostly Frank McComb on the vocals. Other frequent collaborators were Branford Marsalis' brother Delfeo Marsalis, and the rapper Uptown. Okay, there you go. So it looks like kind of an interesting lineup and combination of people. I'm also very curious if they played all live instruments, and it looks like for the most part they did. There's Branford Marsalis was the MC as well as tenor, alto, and soprano saxophone player. Frank McComb was keyboards and vocals. Then they had 50 Styles, the Unknown Soldier, Ricky DaCosta listed as the rapper or rappers. Another keyboardist. On their first tour, keyboards when McComb wasn't available, trumpet, trombone, acoustic and electric guitar. Okay, so these are all traditional traditional instruments for the most part, although I do see down here that they do have turntables. Is DJ Apollo, DJ Premier also did turntables, beats, drum programming, production. So it looks like they did definitely take quite a bit of influence from all different areas, but really this is just hip-hop. And like I said, the only reason they even mentioned the jazz influences, it's probably pretty obvious, and because Marsalis was involved. So let's jump in here. This is from 1995. No Pain, No Gain, the Salaam remix. Don't have any idea what that means. It must be one of the producers who worked on this. And this is Buckshot LeFonque, No Pain, No Gain. Just over 4 minutes. Definitely a jazzy feel. Even just that little bit of... they've got the beat over it, right? Which makes it hip-hop. But the the music itself, if you take away that beat, is very much just like a simple introductory jazz track. Also, all the people in this video, as far as I can tell here in this shot, probably about my age. So if I would have been 25, 26 in 1995, and these guys are probably all in their 20s. So that's kind of funny. So they're all old now, just like me. There's the saxophone. Probably a...
Back in the days when I was just a little lad, man, I had strife and tribulations of life coming from my dad.
It looks like this was absolutely recorded off television, so the sound is probably not very good. And that really makes his voice disappear a little bit into the music. It needs to be louder. I talk about that often in a lot of tracks we listen to. I think this is the fault of the recording itself, not the original track. Yeah, it would be nice to hear a better version.
Bad drama caused my mama trauma. Stress became an everyday lifestyle, child. And meanwhile, pounds of debt placements, late rent statements, notice of an eviction from one-room basements. Added on the fights at night. Can't wear white. Had to stay clear of a tech non-sight.
That was Marsalis right there. This guy. That guy right there.
Can't wear white. Had to stay clear of a tech non-sight. Going in the hood was no good. I should take up another route, but where? I got no loot. Couldn't make a master plan, cause the clan was the same man who ran the neighborhood newsstand. Indeed, greed just makes the mind bleed. Some speed, others need weed just to proceed. But I feed on my mere thoughts. Hold down forts, take pulls of my new ports. Go down courts, no bluff. Times are getting rough and mad tough. Trying to stay black, surrounded by that crack stuff. It's plain, I remain sane, but it's in vain. Cause if there's no pain, there's no gain.
Come on! No pain, no gain. No pain, no gain. It got to maintain. No pain, no gain.
There's a sax.
No pain, no gain. It got to maintain. No pain, no gain.
Wow, a fat burger. That's that seems really super random. That's what I thought it was too. My cat's back. Hello, kitten. Come on. This is really an interesting little track because cat, you're gonna drive me crazy. Because it's. I'd actually be really interested to find out if this was something that Marsalis wanted to do because he wanted to do hip-hop, or if people approached him and said, hey, we should try making some hip-hop and, you know, combining it with his jazz chops because he obviously has them. Sorry, I'm moving things around so my cat does not destroy everything. And, but, oh, cat, come on, you're driving me crazy. And I don't know what his goal was here. It's a fine song so far, but I'm not. It's not. It doesn't have a super strong hook, which is what I think you would want, especially since you're coming from a completely different genre, from jazz, and to use your name and what you're known for to then move into a different sort of music, hip-hop, it would seem like you would want something that really catches people's attention. And this, so far, sounds like a slightly more musical version of what hip-hop sounded like at the time. It needs more of a hook if it was really going to get people to sit up and take notice, in my opinion.
No pain, no gain, son. No pain, no gain. It got to
Here at the
maintain.
end of 94, you get a little more than you ask for. A man from the newsstand now on a corner store. Children hate hopscotch, drugs are top notch. A man was just murdered, volunteered for block watch. 2G or not to G, that's what it seemed. You need cream, so you sell the hype of a pipe dream. Sin with the cash you spent, the new kingpin, then your best friend life in from a Mac 10. Got fame and glory, same old story, little you can't cope, so you smoke with the coke that blowed you. Now you're just an everyday kid, first day bid, front teeth knocked out and beat for what a thief did. Running the slang that we're all in the same game, but even a Don died, I got to hang. No pain, no gain.
No pain, no gain. No pain, no gain. You got
I gotta admit, I really like the inclusion of the saxophone here. I think it's very, very cool, and you can hear the drums in the background are real drums. It's not a sampled track. At least I think so. And like the music in general, as you would expect, sounds really good, but it doesn't necessarily make for the strongest hip-hop song ever, because I think maybe they were a little too worried about having it sound like Branford Marsalis was involved, if that makes sense, right? They wanted it to seem like a Branford Marsalis track, but they wanted it to be hip-hop, and I think those two kind of ran into each other a little too much. He should have just gone for it, just like gone balls out and said, we're going to make hip-hop. And instead I think they're splitting the difference here, and I think that probably worked to the song's detriment, which is also probably why I didn't really hear of this song. But I did hear the name. I know I knew the name. And I had a roommate in college who was a huge Wynton Marsalis fan. Huge. Annoyingly huge. So I absolutely knew of the Marsalis family.
to maintain high. No pain, no gain.
Love that sax.
No pain, you got to maintain. No pain, no gain, high. No pain, no gain, you got to maintain. No pain, no gain, no pain, no gain. Yeah. We know the flavor.
See, very jazzy, very much Sting from a few years earlier.
But you 08, going upstate, so your fate rests in the hate of an inmate. No smiling, Clinton's not like Rikers Island. If trial blow, get ready to throw for your cash flow. Yo, bro, watch your step in a war zone. It only takes one bad rep to get your neck blown home piece. Earn some time for the phone piece. Don't give and hope that you live to see your first feast. Stick with a whole new clique, get mad thick, never play yourself too.
See, and the rapper, and I don't remember what his name was, or even, I'm not even sure exactly who he is. He's just performing the song. He's not doing any verbal acrobatics, any cool stuff with his rap to change the flow, to do something different, to call attention to it. And again, I think that works to the detriment of the song. I think it would have been better if he gave it his own personality instead of trying to, not detract from what else is going on. And I only think it could have helped. It only could have been made the song better.
Too close to a convict, be strong. Don't be soft, cause it's all wrong. Those who stitch catch a stitch about an inch long. Maintain your brain, cause it pours when it
That was nice.
But if there's no pain, there's no gain.
No pain, no gain.
So do you see the difference there? I mean, at least I do. He did a little bit more of a sing-songy thing just before he says no pain, no gain. I forget exactly what he said. The cameraman apparently loves this couple kissing in the background, and I wonder how many hours they had to be doing that.
It pours when it rains. But if there's no pain, there's no
Oh,
gain.
it's just before that.
Close to a convict, be strong. Don't be soft, cause it's all wrong. Those who stitch catch a stitch
Just after
about
this.
an inch long. Maintain your brain, cause it pours
Maintain
when
your
it
brain.
rains. But if there's no pain, there's
See, if he had done that a little bit more, it would stand out a lot more. Or the song would. To do a little bit of that sing-songiness that I think sounds really cool.
Don't be soft, cause it's all wrong. Those who stitch catch a stitch about an inch long. Maintain your brain, cause it pours when it rains. But if there's no pain, there's no gain.
No pain, no gain. No pain, no gain. You got to maintain high. No pain, no gain. No pain, no gain. You got to maintain, yo. No pain, no gain. No pain, no gain. You got to maintain. No pain, no gain, high. No pain, no gain. Yeah.
Jump over the camera, everybody! undeniably a good song. Don't take all my criticisms as slights against it, because they're really not. It is a good song. It just could have been more, and I think they missed it, probably because they weren't pushing enough. They weren't being experimental and really exploring the space, like what they could really do with hip hop. But that said, this is a super interesting track because it pulls in well-known people from the jazz world to make a hip hop song, and it is a perfectly good hip hop song. It's one of those sitting around songs that would be good in kind of a laid back party setting, that sort of thing. Not a hard driving, super exciting, get up and dance kind of song. And I think they might have done better had they gone that route. I think that would have added a lot. They needed a little more energy to this, because the video has a lot of stuff going on, but the song is pretty much the same throughout. And I mean, even all that said, I still think it's a really good song. I would listen to more from them. I might have to check more out just to see if they do go full hip hop, right? Like if they do actually say, okay, we're gonna take off the training wheels and just go for it. We're not gonna worry about it sounding like a Marsalis is involved, that there's, that he's playing the saxophone, and we're not going to worry about that. We're going to make the coolest sounding song we have, or we can, and then we're going to use the musical talents of somebody like Branford Marsalis, Wynton Marsalis, whoever, anybody who's involved here. This is Branford Marsalis, and make it that much better, right? And I think they, like I said earlier, I think they just split the difference on this one a little too much. Her eye makeup is like way ahead of the game here. This is like, she's got like the eye makeup like in the last 5-10 years, where they do the slit thing on their eye to make eyes look wider. I don't know the point. Neat stuff. It is really good. Vincente, if you are still listening, give me another song off or by Buckshot LeFonque that's energetic, peppy, dancey, that sort of thing. I'll take a look too, but I'd like to get a recommendation from somebody if they know of a track that really goes for it, because I think that would be super interesting to hear. That's about it. Thanks very much. It is Monday. Oh, it's Pie Day. That's right. I didn't have any pie today. Oh, well. I hope you had some pie, because pie is good. Pop Squat. Check it out. Please like, subscribe, and share. Thanks very much. And you have been, because there's a whole bunch of you. Awesome.